Well, I will call this meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So, we will start with the approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting August 22nd. Everybody had a chance to read them. Does anybody have any concerns or changes they'd like to make? If none, then I will entertain a motion to approve them. Going once.
I'll make that motion.
Do I hear second? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting August 22nd. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Then we'll move on to the approval of the general fund vouchers, 73,807 through 73,851, and the wire transfers 161,761 through 161,70078. I will entertain a motion to approve.
Make motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
I will second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the general fund vouchers as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. And then we'll move on to our public comments. Anybody have anything they wanted to note tonight? The floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Can I ask your name, please?
Adam. Ritterpush.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to provide some follow-up or at least some observations from the annual board meeting because I found there was a couple spots in there that might be wanting or lacking. And of course, those things can improve if no one stands up to say, doesn't make sense to me. And one of those things would be the review of the overall budget of the district. It was about a 4-minute cursory overview that, as a taxpayer, meant nothing to me. There was no real information in there that helps me understand how the district collects and disperses out its money, how it decides what it should be funding and what it shouldn't. So yes, I understand that we have a budget and certain general ledger items have to match out, and we talked about that in the forms of hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that tells me in an easy to read, easily ingestible pie chart or graphic information that says, for every student, X percentage is spent on facilities, X percentage is spent on athletics, X percentage is spent on general ed, special ed, any of those sorts of things. So it's difficult for me to sit here and say, I think as a taxpayer and as a person who elects board members, that we're spending the money in the right places, because I can't see it. And if it is there for me to see, it's not posed back to me as a general public person in a way that I can ingest it and then take some sort of action from it. So I want to just provide that sort of feedback to you guys, because next year I'm going to stand up and say, okay, but this budget doesn't make sense to me. Not that I don't understand that ones and zeros equal to ones and zeros, but I don't understand where we're spending our money. So, just so you know, because I love school board meetings, by the way.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Okay, anybody else have anything? Okay, then we'll move on to our new business then. Approval of staff resignation.
Okay. Okay. Ben Strobach, our IT director, has submitted his official letter of resignation. His last day of employment with the Clear Lake School District will be this Friday. He accepted a position in the Woodbury area, and wish him the best of luck. He's been a tremendous resource for the Clear Lake School District, but had an opportunity that him and his wife couldn't pass up.
So if I could, I'll read his letter at this time then. Dear Mr. Ernst, in the School District of Clear Lake Board of Education, it's with mixed emotion that I submit my resignation. The last 7 years at the School District of Clear Lake have been a wonderful opportunity to serve my community. Not a day goes by that I don't feel honored to have the opportunity to directly impact the lives of students, parents, and surrounding community in many ways that extend well beyond my formal job description. In an age where public education faces a corrosive political environment set on its very through the attrition of morale, I consider myself privileged to work with a staff, administration, and board that only strengthened in resolve. I did not take this decision lightly, and I will do everything in my power to ensure the continued success of the school district of Clear Lake. My last effective day at the school district will be September 9th, 2016. I am working with Mr. Josh Ernst on continuity and succession planning to ensure a smooth transition. While there must be a hard date in writing, I have every intention of facilitating the knowledge transfer required through this time of technological growth for the district. I wish the school district of Clear Lake and all its employees much success in the coming years. Sincerely, Benjamin Strobaugh.
And you switched that September 9th to September 16th now.
Okay. Well, then, on behalf of the board, we thank you, Ben, for the 7 years you've given us. And then at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I have a few questions. When did we learn about him wanting to leave?
I don't know the exact date.
Letter date's the 26th of August.
What's that?
This
Letter date's the
8/26.
26th of
Our
August.
last meeting was what, the 22nd?
Yeah.
So did we know about this before the last board meeting?
So actually it would have been August 22nd was the day that I found out about it. Ben and I met minutes before the annual meeting.
Shouldn't this have been brought up to the board so we could have a discussion about it? I mean, he's a pretty valuable asset here.
He's a tremendous resource, but I wasn't able to put it on the board agenda.
Well,
You know, it was literally minutes prior to the annual board meeting,
we could have discussed it in closed session.
but we would have needed to post it prior to.
It was posted as contemplating compensation of people. I mean, wouldn't that be the same thing? We talked about compensating other people at the same meeting.
Yeah.
Why do you ask, Dave? What's the significance of putting it on a...
Well, it seems like we're losing good people. And we should, did you guys have a meet, did you guys meet, negotiate, or did he come up? I mean, we should be able to have a board discussion about losing key people like this.
Yeah.
We lost Josh Ganges. Now we're losing Ben.
Yep.
You know, did we have an opportunity to, I mean, you have come to us in the past and asked us to,
Okay, let me stop you there, Dave. Right now, we're working on approval of a resignation, and if we're going to talk about specifics, we can't do that in open session.
I'm not talking about specifics.
You already mentioned a number of names, Dave, and we're not supposed to do that in open session.
Yeah,
Now there's
we're having
room-
a discussion.
Excuse me, but there's room at the bottom of the agenda where we're going to talk about some of the things that you're talking about.
We're not
So I'm
talking
gonna ask
numbers
you-
or specifics. I'm just asking, is it our board policy to come to us as a board to discuss these kind of situations, or are we just, it seems like there's some inconsistencies. because
And like
he
I'm
has-
telling you, Dave, that's not on the agenda to discuss that right now.
It is on the agenda.
Right now, we're
It's a-
talking
It's a
about...
resignation of a key employee, and I think we need to talk about it. So are you shutting it down, the discussion?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here.
Okay.
So I will entertain a motion to approve the resignation of Ben Strobach.
I will so move.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the resignation of Ben Strobach. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. Then we'll move on to the approval of the teacher's handbook.
So I have the teacher handbook. Not a whole lot of changes other than some dates for the most part. And I printed some off here if you want to look specifically. But
Does anybody want a copy?
I'd send you electronic.
Are the dates the only thing that are changed?
Board, I think,
Yeah.
and the other one's the teacher.
There's one for each.
Anybody else want one?
We took them already.
Josh, I just have a question in there. I think it's page 15, 16 in there on time off for staff. Do staff have to pay for their subs under that they pay for their own subs? Is that how that's?
Well, it
set up?
depends on if it's a personal leave 1 or a personal leave 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So they're each teacher is given 1 personal day a year that can accumulate up to 5, and then 10 sick days
Mhm.
per year, depending on the classification. Can accumulate up for teachers can accumulate to 70, and then it's brought back down
Okay.
every year. The number 2 would
Is that
be
how that reads? That
yeah.
they're-
Yep.
Okay. Is that normal? It
In
just
this-
seems kind of, I don't know. I don't know. It just,
There's
it's
two
a
types
question.
of personal days.
Okay.
I mean, the personal number 1 is for, how is it worded?
Personal business that can't be
That
conducted.
can't be done during the school day.
Outside.
Okay.
Examples would be things like a wedding. I'm standing up in a wedding.
Sure.
Or I got a closing on a mortgage,
Mhm.
or I've got to appear in court or something
Okay.
like that. And then a personal day 2 is basically saying, I'm taking a day off.
Okay.
I'm not giving you a reason. I'm going shopping or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
I'm taking a trip. So that's the case where
Okay.
they pay the sub for the sub.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
And in this, this is something I looked at last year, and in this area, it is
Yeah.
fairly common.
Okay.
And I don't know this, but I have to believe it's due to the shortage of substitute teachers in this, some of the rural communities.
That just stuck out with me. That
Yeah.
seemed odd.
Is it used very much? That you know,
It is, yep.
where they pay for their own sub?
Yeah, I mean, the number 1 is used more frequently, but the number 2
What are you looking for?
is
here?
used.
Is there 3 of
A
them?
lot of times if
Just
they've
two.
used all of their
Teacher.
personal
Yeah.
days and they have something going on in the family. So like last year, just from January till the end of the year, I mean, there was a handful of days that I approved for the 2s. And this year there's already 1.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so the only thing changed in the handbooks is the date then?
Some dates, yeah, and that's it
Okay.
right now.
All right, then I will entertain a motion to approve the teacher's handbook.
Before we do that, are these going to be all on the website?
Yeah, that was our plan to post some, I believe, on the website. Yeah, were they on the old website? Do we know?
No.
They were not.
I think so.
Oh,
No, but they need to be on the new website.
I can't think of a reason why we wouldn't. Can you guys?
see what other districts do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put it on our website.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
A motion to approve?
How about a second?
Do we approve them to be also put on the website? Is that part of the motion?
Well, the administration just told you that they were going to, Dave.
I just want to make sure.
I think that's probably good enough.
All right, I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the teacher's handbook. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next, we'll move on to the support staff handbook.
And same thing. No changes in the support staff, just dates.
Okay, any other discussion about the support staff handbooks? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
I'll make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
I will second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the support staff handbooks. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. And then we'll move on to the approval of a staff hire.
Okay, so this agenda item is J.C. Vagnus. She's been hired as one of the JV volleyball coaches. That was a position that had been vacant that we needed to fill. She's currently in that role coaching.
Is the volleyball, we have all the coaches in place now?
Yep, all the coaches are in place. She was the
Good.
last one.
Okay. And I heard that they're pretty tough this year.
They definitely are doing well, yeah.
Whoops, sorry. I'll entertain a motion to approve staff hire.
I will move to approve the hire of J.C. Vagnus as a volleyball coach.
I'll second.
Been properly moved and seconded to hire J.C. Vagnus as our volleyball assistant. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion passes. And then we'll move on to the discussion of the WASB regional meeting.
Okay, I just wanted to get names of who was planning on attending, and I could sign everybody up.
Remind me again on the dates.
The 19th.
Yep, the 19th is the one in Rice Lake. I believe that's the one you guys talked about going to, right?
Right.
Put me down.
I am.
You're going to, okay.
Does anybody remember what the regional meetings consist of?
There's a gathering where people talk, then they have supper, and then they have a meeting. You present, I think.
Bringing a presenter. There's usually a couple of presentations made by a couple of different areas. Last year
They give
we
out
had-
awards and they do an election.
And
And then
yeah.
they get
It's
together
election.
and you do small group things. So,
So you got a couple people planning on going?
Right now we have Dave and Nettie.
Yeah, I won't be able to.
Okay.
I can't do
No.
Wednesday
Yeah,
nights.
I won't either, not on the 19th.
And I'll sign you two up.
Okay. Then we'll move on to our superintendent notes. Mr. Ernst.
Right. Well, we are officially in full swing. School started, both buildings really looked smooth. I mean, everything has been running very smoothly. The elementary, I was looking at the kindergartners getting in line, and they look like they didn't even miss a beat. And the junior, senior high building, it feels like kids haven't even didn't even have a summer, so they came in and everything's running extremely well. Football, we've had. I got to experience my first football home game, which was fun, to watch a big win against Boyceville, and then travel to Cameron also with my kids and watch a game that we should have won. It was a close game, nonetheless. So they've won one and had two losses. I've also been able to go to a couple volleyball games, which the girls look extremely tough this year. They have a couple wins. They just won a tournament this Saturday in Cadat. I got to see the home game against Turtle Lake, who I was told was extremely tough team, and they are very impressive. They have one girl that carried the team for a while, but we gave them a good look, and so they have two wins right now and 2 losses. Also at the elementary building, we had our first JK Parents Day, not night, Parents Day for the first time. Ms. Pickert did a really nice job facilitating that. Had a good turnout. I think Mr. French was there. 7th grade orientation over in this building. Had a very good turnout for that as well. Had a lot of teachers come in with the clubs and activities that we provide students throughout the year, with tables for families to take a look at and get their kind of first exposure to some of those activities. I don't know the percentage, but we had a very good turnout to the 7th grade orientation night, and a huge thank you to the teachers and faculty that helped out with that. Had our first tornado drill already at both buildings, and it went very well. I got to go around and look at all the students and staff already functioning on all cylinders, so it was good to see that we ran a tornado drill. We're going to do another one in April. And then in-service coming up, half day early release on Wednesday. And then also we're kicking off the new educator effectiveness platform that we're using, a different program that we're using that we're going to be kind of rolling out on Wednesday the 14th during that in-service time. So a lot has happened just in the first couple days of school, and we haven't even had our first full week of school yet. So, but things are going really well.
Good. Okay. Any discussion or questions or anything, guys? Okay. Then it's time for the meeting where I thank you guys for coming in. And we're going to move on to our, future agenda items. Does anybody have anything we want to put on the future agenda?
are we getting a sports calendar this year?
I believe it's in the mix, yeah.
done by one of the teams,
Yeah.
so it's a. the
It'll be
coach
done
takes it
after the
on.
football season again, as usual. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got a football schedule on there, and it's usually done by the time, we get them by the time the football's over with, so.
It's the football
And volleyball. so
group
we
that
don't-
does it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So maybe we should look at someone else getting that done, because it's been this way for years. We get it after the season, volleyball and football are over with. So, and there are businesses in town that sponsor that. And they're not getting their money's worth.
So is that one of the booster clubs that are doing it?
Football does
The
it.
football program, yeah.
Okay.
So that's not done by the school, that's done by the booster club, basically? Or,
Mr. Sargent.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of does
Boys.
it? Okay. So we do have our fingers in it? Okay.
A little bit, not a whole lot.
No.
Goes
Okay.
through us, yeah.
Okay.
The date set for the retreat? Did we confirm that yet? I guess that would be the future agenda item. Just-
First, I want to thank Josh for taking the baton on that one because I dropped the ball on it. From your email, I think that you're going to get us a date then, Josh?
Yep, I think it was the October, what was it, because one of those dates didn't work for you, right, Nettie?
Right.
And it was the earlier one that didn't work.
Yeah, the end of September doesn't work. Is it like the 15th or something? It was before, it wasn't too far after the 19th meeting, before or after.
I believe it's October 13th. But I'll double check that while we're in closed session. I'll go on my email.
Yeah, let's put that on the next meeting. We'll go over what we're going to talk about and get
Sounds
the
good.
incidentals set up.
I'm meeting with, I think it's pronounced Levitt. Mr.
Guy Levitt, yeah.
Yep, at the Fall Superintendent's Conference to touch base with him. He has to meet with me so I can meet with him and,
We're looking at a Thursday.
yeah. I'll double check. But
Yeah, those are the dates that were thrown out.
It'll be a fun one. Okay. Anything else you guys want to put on the future agenda? Anything that comes to mind?
I kind of like the idea Adam had about the pie chart for the spending, how the money is spent per pupil and where it's coming from. That would make it a lot easier for a lot of people to kind of visualize. So can we put something like that as far as,
yeah,
that's a very good idea.
Okay. Well, then now, I thank you guys for coming in. Then we'll move on to contemplated closed session. In accordance with WSS 19.85, 1C, considering employment, promotion compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. We're going to be talking tonight about employment and compensation of a staff member. And I will poll the board. Nettie?
Yep.
Brent?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Pete?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
All right. We are in, do we want Ben to stay in or not?
I think it's important that we hear what Ben has to say.
sure. Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
Okay. We are in closed session.
We're an open, huh?
Yep. We are in open. Welcome back, Lori. We're in open session. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved.
I will second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. We are adjourned.